President Biden on Tuesday signed into law a bill requiring the Federal Bureau of Prisons to overhaul outdated security systems and fix broken surveillance cameras after rampant sexual abuse and inmate escapes and high-profile deaths. Yes, Epstein. This is a story about Epstein. We're going to talk about it. But the bipartisan Prison Camera Reform Act passed Senate last year and the House on December 14th, and it requires the Bureau of Prisons to evaluate and enhance security camera, radio, and public address systems at its 122 facilities. This was a John Ossoff bill, very cool. The guy I haven't heard a lot from, so it's great that he actually proposed this. The agency must submit a report to Congress within 3 months detailing deficiencies in a plan to make needed upgrades. The upgrades are required within 3 years, and the Bureau must submit annual progress reports to lawmakers. This is Ossoff saying broken prison camera systems are enabling corruption, misconduct, and abuse. That's why I brought Republicans and Democrats together to pass my Prison Camera Reform Act, which is now law. And yeah, the Epstein link, it makes itself apparent here because there has been an issue, not just with his death, but the death of other inmates. And if it takes a high-profile death to bring light to the rest, I think that's good. The Justice Department's internal watchdog found deficiencies with security cameras have compromised investigations into staff misconduct, the introduction of contraband, civil rights violations, and inmate deaths. To say nothing of course, we understand that the people who have been most targeted in some of the violence that goes on in prisons are women, specifically through sexual violence and abuse of inmates at women's prisons. Adrienne, thoughts on this minor victory?
Oh, I think that this is an important one. Unfortunately, we have individuals who are in positions of power who are entrusted with the safety of those who are incarcerated, and they exploit them and take advantage of them. Especially, we've heard cases of women being rampantly sexually assaulted, impregnated by guards and staff, and then they are coming up with every other excuse under the sun because there is no footage necessarily there keeping tabs on people. And so to ensure that this footage is put into place so that you have that camera operating and hopefully it is operating properly, that is incredibly important in terms of keeping an eye on people. But then again, those inside these institutions who are gonna be charged with ensuring that they're working, we need to ensure that they face consequences in the event that they're not working, that no one can say, well, it was a mistake. No, there should be heads rolling.
Right, absolutely. And I keep on coming back to Epstein, but that's just because there was the footage missing, right? From the prison cell, there was footage missing, they didn't have it. I mean, this is effectively putting, body cams on cops. It doesn't guarantee, in fact, we know it does not prevent people from being brutalized, civilians from being brutalized by police officers, but at least there is a record and they can actually, if we finally hold them accountable, be held accountable.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.